Good morning, traders. So we're still using the Bull-Williams theory and looking at the Dow Jones. So I'm starting off with a weekly and looking at this swing low here. You see we had one, two, three, four swing lows, and this one here pretty much, as I said to you yesterday, lined up with a pretty important area. And by the looks of things, when we got there, we tested it twice and we moved off. So let's have a look at that on the lower time frames. But this to me was an area for selling, and it still is an area for selling. So let's get to the daily, and you'll see what I mean. We've ended up with a daily pin bar. We came off the level. Okay, it didn't quite line up with any of the daily levels, but I'll show you now that it lines up with the 4-hour 200 EMA, which is always a level we need to watch for. So we've got the oscillator group to the upside, and I'm still sort of half convinced that this is a wedge. And I suppose it all hinges on whether we manage to get a resolution in the trade war. Okay, but for me at the moment, this is looking very much like a wedge. And if you look at the daily, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 touches at the moment. So I'd like to see a fifth touch, bounce down, then a bounce up to create a lower high, and then we move off. So that's kind of the price action I'd expect. But you never know. Okay, so let's just get rid of the wedge. It's not our primary focus right now. And you can see how we have tested the 200 EMA. We are still in an uptrend. Okay, so that is the important thing to remember. We are still in an uptrend. The oscillator is starting to move to the downside, which is a fairly positive signal. Okay, in other words, I'm looking for retracement for another attempt at getting through the 200 EMA. Okay, so for me at this stage, if we look at the 4-hour trending, we are trending to the upside. We have broken through this consolidation phase to the downside. I suppose it's not really confirmed yet, but we have broken through sort of a double top environment here. So I would kind of expect a bit of a pullback. Okay, there's nothing much at lines here, except if I look to the left, you'll see there is an inside tail here. Okay, I just want to add one more line because logic to me dictates that we come back into this zone here. Okay, we'll pick up the levels now in the lower time frames, but that is what I'm looking at. We've rallied, we formed a double top off a level. Okay, so it's a weekly level and it's a 200 EMA on the 4-hour, and now we have fallen off to the downside. The easiest way to pick this up now is going to be on the hour, and you'll see double top, and we've had an hour close below the neckline. We're now testing a breakout. Okay, so on the hour perspective, you can see it is telling you to buy, and the trend is still up, so you should still be looking for buying. And if you got into the bottom here early this morning, that would have been the right decision. I think for me, I'll just wait to see what happens now because we are testing the breakout. Let's see if we test this breakout or if we come up and test the breakout of the alligator. That would be another area for a short. Okay, so I'm on the 1-hour, I am looking for a short. On the 4-hour, it is still looking for longs. What you can also see from a price action perspective as well is that whichever way you draw it, we broke that trend line, we created a new trend line, which we've broken as well. So looking at that, I'd like to see a bit of a pullback and then move to the downside. Okay, so the pullback would be anything in the 50 or the 61.8. So you can see that lines up with the alligator breakout. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a bit of a rally off here into this zone, and the zone would be the alligator, And if we do get some price action, sort of a pin bar, inside bar, etc., that dictates a move to the downside, that would be a shorting area. If you did get the short off the 200 EMA, no real reason to get out just yet. We haven't had a pullback yet, so two ways of playing it: either get out, take the profit, wait for the pullback, and get back into it. Okay, I was going to get down to the 12 minutes just before we close off. And I think we must just have a look at the ichimoku as well. So you can see on the 12 minute we have a double bottom. Okay, the only concern I have with this double bottom is we are grouped to the upside, and this kind of thing happens late in the morning. Okay, and we do have there is a wise man number 1 entry, and then 1, 2, 3 break above. So a break above that bar there was my second entry. So you should have 2 entries at the moment, and now you've got a fractional break, so there should be a third entry here. So that is kind of what the 12 minute is saying, is that this is going back up. Okay, and if we just work out the maths here, this is the double bottom. And if I take the target, you'll see it takes us to the 50% Fibonacci. Okay, that's kind of what I'm looking for. This anywhere between 23850 and 23881. If we do get price action in there, well, bearish price action inside that zone, that would be a reason for me to get short. Okay, but for now, trend is up on the 4 hour. So what I'd be looking for is another move to the upside. Okay, either to test the 4 hour 200 EMA or to test the breakout, which would be in the zone that I've given you already. So that's kind of the view that I have at the moment. Okay, so let's just have a look at the ichimoku just to see if there's anything else that we can pick up there. On the hour, we don't have a crossover of Kijun-sen and Teigen-sen. It's flat, and flat Kijun-sen Teigen-sen means ranging, so that's not really an issue at this stage. But what you will find is, if we put the Fibonacci on here, you'll find that Kijun-sen Teigen-sen is in a retracement area, which is a 50% Fibonacci. Okay, that shows you how clever the Fibonacci is. It actually lines up with a lot of different levels, and you'll find pivots as well, which it lines up with. Anyway, so sorry, 3 hours. So 4 hour trend is still up. We are far from Kijun-sen, okay, and we are overbought. So I would expect some kind of a pullback. And the daily, we are still battling to get through Kijun-sen. Okay. So yeah, so daily to me is looking like a pullback, possibly only to come and meet Teigen-sen here, and then another move to the upside. Okay, or alternatively, this is a reversal. I'm going to move to the downside, but mixed signals on multiple time frames. So what you need to do is just pick a time frame and play. You see the 12 minutes. We've got this double bottom here. We're bouncing off Kijun-sen at the moment. So what you'd like to see is Kijun-sen and Teigen-sen crossover. So I see pull back a little bit more again, let them cross over, and then get in for that long trade. Okay, so bit of a mixed bag this morning, and let's just summarize off the Bill Williams. So one way of looking at this is this could be a double bottom. We obviously need to break through the 200 EMA on the 12 minutes here, move back to the upside, and looking for a 50 or a 61.8% retracement, so Fibonacci retracement, before looking for shorts again. Okay. Alternatively, this could be a bottom, and we just keep moving to the upside. Bear in mind that you've also got a gap on the real market. You've got a gap up, sitting around. Where is it? I think it's around there. Okay. Okay, so that's kind of my view of this at the moment. Long up to the 50%, and then look at price action, where I'll be looking to see if I can get short again. Okay, if that The failure for that is going to be a difficult one, because the failure in reality is a break above the previous high. I can't really use this this fractal here. I don't think there are fractals on the 12 either that we can use. Just double check. I see this fractal will be below the alligator side, same as this here. That's not a valid point at the moment. So yeah, a bit of a mixed bag. I'm expecting some kind of a pullback, and that's kind of the way I'm going with this. Is any rally just to short it and play this to the downside. We have got an alligator crossover on the hour, which is another thing that I'm looking to play. Some of the people, or some of the institutions, will be looking at this pattern here as a flag. Okay, so a mixed bag. Hour is saying long, if it's possible, but my view is it's a long to test the breakouts. We get price action there. That's the confirmation for the short. If we get a breakout and we can break through here and we get back to the top, that's also possible. So that's why you want to be able to take this long scalp at the bottom here and just keep a tight stop and watch carefully what happens at these levels. Okay, so anyway, guys, for me, I'll wait for 10 o'clock South African time just to see what happens in Europe before making that call. Okay, anyway, guys, that's it for me. Expecting a bit of a bounce, and then I'm looking for a short entry. Break, if we carry on moving, we don't get price action that indicates a short entry in the zones, then we'll just have to sit and wait at the top again to see if we get a turn at the top. Okay, here we go. That's it for me today. Looking for shorts and looking for price just to get quite a bit higher before we get in for the short. Anyway, hope it helps, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.